I think people sort of fundamentally misunderstand the value proposition of a free trial because they focus on the word free and hence think that it's free of risk, that it actually costs the customer nothing, when in fact it costs the customer a lot. Freemium or free trials? For B2B, I would almost always recommend freemium. Free trials are too expensive. The logic goes something like this. I have a product, it's really great, but it kind of only shows when you get the chance to use it. So what I'll do is that I'll give my customers a free trial so they can go into the product, start using it, and then if they actually like it, they can decide to pay me. Okay. This line of thought works really, really well in B2C when you're just like downloading an app and you just like, you get to like a paywall, but you can sort of like push the paywall to later. It's like, I don't want to deal with you right now. I get into the app and I do my thing. And then if I just keep coming back day after day and I keep doing my thing, suddenly the paywall comes back and then it says, now you actually got to pay. Your free trial is over and give me your money. And then, the moment of conversion happens and then I do that. This translates really, really poorly to a B2B context because usage is much more expensive in B2B. So whenever you have a proposition to a customer, it goes something like this. What I'm promising you, the probability that it's actually true, and then subtracted from that, all the effort and time and resources you have to put into actually using my product. Right? And so this is different versions of this exist everywhere on the internet. I think Alex Hormozi has been the one that has sort of most lately promoted like a version of sort of a value formula. I like a lot. It makes a ton of sense. But just think of it this way. Free isn't actually free unless the value is delivered by magic. If you actually have to work out to get the six-pack or the muscles, it isn't actually free even though the gym doesn't charge you, right? Because you actually have to spend the time and the effort and the pain to sort of go through the motion to get the outcome that you're trying to get to, which is the fitness body, whatever. And the same thing applies to an extraordinary degree in B2B software. Because let's say you're saying, well, I will create a new workflow system for your product team. And it's free trial. Right? What are the chances that your customer is going to change all the ways that they're currently working in the product team to get everyone to use your new workflow system and change everything in, onboard themselves, migrate all their data, like reconfigure their products, learn a new workflow stream, learn a new way of working, and then figure out 60 days later that, oh, it wasn't any good, and then abandon everything? Like, that is nowhere near free. And I think this is what a lot of people miss when they say free trial, because usually what free trial then essentially means is that someone, not the user, because the user is an entire organization, but one person that is evaluating the purchase can sort of open up the software and look around, right? And I would say, well, why don't you just have a demo for that? And even better, if we have this use case, the difference between a free trial and a demo account actually is quite big, because usually with a free trial, there would be nothing in there. I would have to first pull all my data in or set everything up or configure the software so that I can use it. Wherein you can do all that for a customer in a demo account and just have everything ready and say, hey, do you want to see how the software works once it's sort of fully up and running? We have a demo account for you. It's a sandbox, so everything works. You can click around, you can destroy it, you can delete the data, you can reconfigure the solution, whatever it is, but you get a feel for how it works, and you don't have to change your way of working. You don't have to actually implement the software into your processes, which is what is really sort of the costly thing. And if you like the demo account, then we can talk and I'll try and sell it to you and so forth. But it isn't sort of a free trial. It's not something where I need to commit to something and then suddenly I'm hit by a paywall. I think a much better proposition for B2B enterprise is to say, well, we have a version of the product that delivers some value and you get that for free forever. So that is a freemium version. If you have a version or a smaller problem that you can solve and do that for free, that can get them engaged, maybe they will then, start to use it, but it has to be one of the ways where they can still see the product, still get an understanding of it, then decide to use it for free, then ramp up their usage, and then at some point either hit a paywall or they hit some sort of a new use case that extends out of the original one in the freemium that will then convert them to paid. So I think you have some pretty solid data on this as well, is that I think Price Intelligently did a lot of this, mostly on B2C actually, but also on smaller B2B products. I think the data set that I saw was a couple of years old, but they ran a lot of free trial versus freemium. We saw that freemium works way better. I would say, especially if it is well designed, it works way better than free trials. And I think the reason that is so is because of the costs of free, as I just explained, and the cost that I don't want to start something if I know I can't keep using it and I don't want to change my way of working because I don't know if I want to buy it. So the customer is in a catch-22. They don't want to use before they buy, and they don't want to buy before they use, and free trial doesn't solve that for them. So they just don't use and then they don't buy. So instead of having that model of an approach, either do freemium or just do a demo account, which actually does that a lot better. And at least in my experience, that is why I very rarely recommend my clients to use any sort of a free trial in B2B SaaS. So take care and good luck. Hey there, so I create these videos for free so that you can take your great SaaS product and turn it into a great SaaS business. So if you like the video and you got value from it, you should of course subscribe to the channel and also tell a friend. So write someone and say, hey, you're in SaaS, this guy talks about SaaS, maybe there's something in there for you. So that is the only way that this channel actually grows or these videos gets around. And this is sort of how I try to provide value to everyone. I have a network of clients that I have, and I get most of my business from referrals only. So the reason I make the videos and write the books and so forth is actually to just provide value to everyone else, because I can only be in one place at a time. So my hope with all these videos is just to do more good in the world. And if you tell a friend or you share, you can help me do that. So thank you.